Hi, K-pop lovers. Welcome back to our channel. Hey everyone. Before we dive into this incredible story, don't forget to like this video, share it with your fellow K-pop fans, hit that subscribe button, and drop a comment below telling me which moment in this journey touched your heart the most. Trust me, you'll want to stick around until the very end because I've got some amazing updates about what's happening right now in 2025 and 2026 that you absolutely need to hear. Let me take you on a journey that spans nearly a decade, a story about dreams, legacy, and how one legendary group paved the way for the next generation of superstars. This is the beautiful story of how Blackpink created a path that BABYMONSTER now walks with pride and determination. Our story begins back in 2010, when YG Entertainment started holding worldwide auditions to create their next girl group after the success of 2NE1. Young girls from across the globe dreamed of becoming the next big thing. Jennie Kim was just 14 years old when she became a trainee in 2010, starting what would become a 6-year journey of intense preparation. Lisa Manobal from Thailand became the only person accepted out of 4,000 applicants at the YG audition in Thailand in 2010, joining the company in 2011. Jisoo joined as a trainee in July 2011, and Rose ranked first among 700 applicants in the 2012 YG Entertainment audition in Australia before moving to Seoul to begin her training. These 4 young women didn't know it yet, but they were about to make history. The training was brutal. Jennie described it as more strict than school, while Rose compared it to the X Factor but with dorm rooms. They trained for years, appearing in music videos, advertisements, and slowly building anticipation for YG's next girl group. The debut was delayed multiple times, initially planned for 2012, then pushed back again and again. But on June 29, 2016, YG Entertainment finally confirmed the group would have 4 members and revealed their official name as Blackpink. Here's an interesting fact that connects directly to our story today. Jisoo later disclosed in a press conference that other group names under consideration included Pink and BABYMONSTER. Yes, you heard that right, BABYMONSTER was almost Blackpink's name back in 2016. On August 8, 2016, Blackpink officially debuted with their single album Square One, featuring 2 title tracks, Whistle and Boombaya. The impact was immediate and massive. Whistle hit #1 on South Korea's Circle Digital chart, while Boombaya became their first #1 on the US Billboard World Digital Songs chart. They won their first music show just 14 days after debut, breaking the record for the shortest time for a girl group to win on a music program. This wasn't just a debut, it was the beginning of a revolution. Over the next 8 years, Blackpink would become what many call the biggest girl group in the world. They released hits like Da-Da-Do, which became the first song by a Korean female group to enter the UK singles chart. They performed at Coachella in 2019, becoming the first K-pop group to headline the festival. Their Born Pink World Tour in 2022 and 2023 became the highest-grossing tour by a female K-pop group, selling over 700,000 tickets and grossing more than $148 million. They weren't just making music, they were breaking barriers and setting records that seemed impossible to break. But here's where our story gets really beautiful. While Blackpink was conquering the world, back at YG Entertainment headquarters, something special was brewing. As early as 2018, news began circulating about YG's next girl group. Young trainees were being scouted from around the world. Some were as young as 10 years old when they entered the rigorous YG training program. These girls trained for an average of 4 to 5 years, just like Blackpink had done before them. Ruka trained for 6 years, the longest among all members. Rami and Ahayan trained for 5 years. Farida, who was chosen from 1,226 applicants, trained for 4 years. And Chiquita, the youngest, joined after just 3 months of training but spent 3 years cultivating her skills with the other members. On December 30, 2022, YG Entertainment posted a cryptic message, YG Next Movement. On January 1, 2023, a trailer video was released that garnered 15 million views in just 3 days. The video featured appearances by members of Blackpink themselves, along with other YG artists. This was significant because it showed Blackpink wasn't being replaced, they were passing the torch. From January 12 to February 3, 2023, YG gradually revealed all 7 members: Rami, Ahayan, Chiquita, Asa, Rora, Farida, and Ruka. The group name was officially announced as BABYMONSTER, the very name that had been considered for Blackpink years earlier. It was like YG Entertainment had come full circle, using a name that represented the lineage and connection between these two incredible groups. On May 14, 2023, BABYMONSTER released their pre-debut promotional single called Dream, which debuted at the top of the Billboard Hot Trending Songs chart. The anticipation was building, but YG Entertainment took their time, just as they had with Blackpink. The original debut was planned for September 2023, then pushed to November. On November 27, 2023, BABYMONSTER finally made their debut with the digital single Batter Up. However, member Ahayan was temporarily on hiatus due to health reasons, so they debuted as a 6-member group. This initial debut set the stage, but it wasn't until April 1, 2024, that BABYMONSTER officially debuted as a complete 7-member group with their first mini-album BABYMON 7 featuring the title track Sheesh. Now here's where the connection between Blackpink and BABYMONSTER becomes truly heartwarming. BABYMONSTER members have repeatedly cited Blackpink as their role models. During their pre-debut reality show Last Evaluation, the trainees were evaluated on their performances of Blackpink songs. They didn't see Blackpink as competition, they saw them as inspiration, as the standard they wanted to reach. Yang Hyun-suk, YG's executive producer, has spoken about how BABYMONSTER was designed to embody 2NE1's charisma and Blackpink's glamour, encapsulating what is often referred to as the YG DNA, a signature mix of talent, boldness, and distinctive edge. The support didn't just flow one way either. When BABYMONSTER was being introduced to the world, Blackpink members appeared in their announcement trailer, showing their support for their junior group. In July 2024, when 2NE1 announced their return, YG Entertainment had 3 active girl groups for the first time, 2NE1 representing the 2nd generation, Blackpink representing the 3rd generation, and BABYMONSTER representing the 5th generation. Fans began hoping for a YG family concert where all 3 legendary groups could share one stage, creating an unprecedented moment in K-pop history. Let me give you the most exciting updates from 2025 and 2026 that show this beautiful journey continuing. In December 2023, Blackpink renewed their group contracts with YG Entertainment, ensuring they would continue making music together despite the members pursuing solo activities under different agencies. On February 5, 2025, Blackpink announced their highly anticipated 2025 World Tour called the Deadline World Tour. The tour kicked off on July 5 and 6, 2025, at Goyang Stadium in South Korea, then moved through North America, Europe, and the UK. The tour included shows at iconic venues like SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, Wembley Stadium in London, making Blackpink the first K-pop girl group to headline Wembley. The tour extends into 2026 with shows in Asia, including Tokyo Dome performances on January 16, 17, and 18, 2026, and concluding at Kai Tak Stadium in Hong Kong on January 26, 2026. Blackpink is proving that their journey is far from over. Meanwhile, BABYMONSTER has been following in Blackpink's footsteps with incredible momentum. On November 1, 2024, they released their first full-length album Drip, which sold over 1 million copies in South Korea. The title track Drip was co-written by legendary rapper G-Dragon, showing the continued support from YG Entertainment's family of artists. On January 25, 2025, BABYMONSTER launched their first world tour, the Hello Monsters World Tour, starting in Seoul. The tour has taken them across Asia, North America, and multiple continents, spanning 32 dates and attracting 300,000 people. They performed at venues from Singapore to Toronto, from Bangkok to Seattle, proving that the torch Blackpink lit is burning brightly in their hands. The tour concluded in September 2025, cementing BABYMONSTER as the next generation of global K-pop stars. In May 2025, Yang Hyun-suk announced that BABYMONSTER would release a pre-release single called Hot Sauce on July 1, 2025, followed by more music throughout the year. He specifically mentioned his desire to focus on BABYMONSTER's growth, showing YG Entertainment's commitment to nurturing this new generation just as carefully as they did with Blackpink. BABYMONSTER released their second extended play We Go Up in 2025, continuing to build their own unique identity while honoring the YG legacy. What makes this journey so beautiful is that it's not about replacement, it's about continuation. Blackpink broke down doors that many thought were impossible to open. They showed the world that a K-pop girl group could headline Coachella, could top global charts, could sell out stadiums worldwide. They created a blueprint not just for success, but for excellence. And BABYMONSTER is taking that blueprint and adding their own unique colors, their own energy, their own dreams. There's 7 young women from Korea, Thailand, and Japan, ranging in age from teenagers to early 20s, who represent the diversity and global appeal that Blackpink helped establish. The numbers tell an incredible story. Blackpink's Born Pink World Tour grossed $148 million. BABYMONSTER's Hello Monsters World Tour attracted 300,000 people across 32 dates. Blackpink has broken countless YouTube records, and BABYMONSTER's debut track Sheesh reached 24 million views in 24 hours, setting a new K-pop girl group debut record. The music video for Drip surpassed 100 million views in just 21 days. Both groups are YouTube queens in their own generations, both are breaking records, both are making history. What's even more remarkable is how both groups are active in 2025 and 2026. Blackpink is in the middle of their massive stadium tour while also pursuing solo projects. Rose released her album Rosie and had a massive hit with APT featuring Bruno Mars. Lisa released her solo album Alter Ego in February 2025. Jennie released her album Ruby in March 2025. Jisoo released her mini solo album Immortage in February 2025. All 4 members are thriving individually while still coming together as Blackpink. Meanwhile, BABYMONSTER is building their discography, touring the world, and establishing themselves as the leaders of the 5th generation of K-pop. Both groups are proving that you don't have to tear down what came before to build something new. You can honor the past while creating the future. This is what makes YG Entertainment's journey from Blackpink to BABYMONSTER so beautiful. It's a story about mentorship, inspiration, and legacy. It's about 4 young women who trained for years, debuted in 2016, and became legends. And it's about 7 young women who watched those legends, trained just as hard, and are now creating their own legendary path. The name BABYMONSTER that was once considered for Blackpink found its rightful home with this new generation, connecting the 2 groups in a way that feels almost destined. As we look ahead to the rest of 2025 and into 2026, both Blackpink and BABYMONSTER will continue making history. Blackpink will complete their Deadline World Tour, cementing their status as the biggest girl group in the world. BABYMONSTER will continue releasing music and growing their global fanbase, proving they are worthy successors to the YG girl group throne. And maybe, just maybe, we'll see that dream YG family concert where 2NE1, Blackpink, and BABYMONSTER all share one stage, representing 3 generations of excellence. This isn't just YG Entertainment's journey. This is a testament to what happens when talent meets opportunity, when hard work meets destiny, when one generation lifts up the next instead of competing with them. From Blackpink to BABYMONSTER, this is truly YG's most beautiful journey, and we're all blessed to witness it unfold. So what do you think? Are you Team Blackpink, Team BABYMONSTER, or like me, are you just grateful to live in a timeline where both of these incredible groups exist and are making magic? Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed this journey down memory lane and into the future, share it with anyone who needs to hear this beautiful story, subscribe to the channel for more K-pop content, and comment below with your favorite Blackpink or BABYMONSTER moment. I read every single comment and I love hearing from you all. Until next time, keep streaming, keep supporting, and remember that the best is yet to come for both of these legendary groups. Annyeong.